Welcome back, Classic Car Revivals. Tonight, I'm going to put different valve covers on this, make a match, and then start addressing the brake system. Hopefully I can make them work. We'll see. But yeah, let's get started. I think I'm going to start with the valve covers, and then we'll go from there. I went with old style vintage Ford valve covers. It just so happened I had these in the side shed, so figure I might as well use them. A little dirty, should probably take a little time to clean them up, but yeah, get these old ones popped off, and might just take them. Looks like somebody tried painting them. Try to scuff that old paint off and bring back the aluminum top ribs like I think they're supposed to have. So. Need a ratchet. Yeah, and I did get heat in the garage, so makes it a little better. Don't have to deal with that stinky thing or trying to keep the wood stove going. I also bought some lines for the transmission cooler, so I'll get that hooked up too. Then hopefully get the front clip set back on and get the radiator mocked up soon. And still waiting for pictures of your Mercedes there, Glenn. Hoping to see that thing. You can tell he's been sitting around for a while. That should be clean. I did buy bolts from O'Reilly's. Hopefully they're long enough. You hear them cats out there? Yeah. I tell you, every time we turn the camera on, they want to fight. Oh. They might not be long enough. Let's see. Nope. Those ones won't work. What I set it on for tonight. There we go. That looks a lot better than the mismatched ones that are on it. I don't exactly remember what year the valve covers come off of. But I want to say I've had a Mustang with them on there before, but I don't remember. Alright, let's move on. On this side, I don't want to buy new hoses for this because it'd probably be hard to find one. But since I got the wheel turned all the way to the right, you don't want these to be too tight, so I'll just end up taking something and weld it on there and then onto this tab to bring it down to here. So, should make me lots of room. And when you're doing brake lines, don't kink them. Then you gotta start all over. I don't know what kind of inner fenders I'm running on this yet. I might not run any. Wow, it'll stop good to the left now. Anybody else ever wonder why they put the sticker on that side instead of just, put it on the one side then put the sticker? No, it's always got to be on that one side, and then you gotta fight to get your fitting past it. Never made sense to me why they did it. But pretty sure that line's not hooked up anymore, so I could just yank it out of there. And then soon I'll be on to wiring. That's not one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I gotta find my pipe cutter quick, and I don't want to run a new line to the other side, so I'm gonna use a compression fitting. I don't like using them, but I don't have the flare nut tool or any of that stuff for this, and I couldn't find a line long enough. So for now I'll do this, and then when the truck is running and stopping, I'll just call my buddy Joe. He owns a shop in Superior. I'll be like, hey, you want to run some brake lines for me? So yeah, that's the easy way. Well, got it cut off. Did it the easy way. Grinder with a cutoff wheel. When you do that, you just got to remember to clean up the outside when you're done. And then I sprayed some Berrymans through it to just clean out any burrs that might have gotten in there. Yeah, get that away from the steering rod a little bit more. Yeah. Not too bad. Not ideal, but should stop. Real good. I think I might look around and see if I can find a plug for the back for now, because 60 inches is as long as I got, so might just have to buy a roll and do it that way instead of splicing a couple of these together. Makes it a little easier. But I should have something to be able to plug that with. Yeah. I'll take a minute. I'll find it. I plugged the back with a bolt I had. So, see if I got front brakes before I proceed onto them. Now, is it spraying anywhere? Sure feels like nothing's there.
Oh, David.
Oh, guess I should have tightened them lines up. It's nice having a spotter. Spot all my mistakes I make, point them out to everyone. That went metric on me. That's a good sign. It's got some kind of juice there. Might have to bleed the master now. Yeah. Maybe I'll have you this 10mm you stole from me is missing. Yeah. I'll keep pumping. Maybe it'll start coming around. I need the camera crew's help, so as soon as I get some juice there, we'll start filming again. And just popping the bleeders out. Gonna get them cleaned up. You know, living here in the Rust Belt capital of the country. These little ends plug up. And you go to bleed them and they're corroded and you can't get them blow any fluid through them, so. And then this way I'll gravity bleed it for a while. Yeah, just let it do its thing. It started to come out nice. Oh, it's got brakes. Pushing. Getting closer. Yeah, I wanted to drive this thing for a long time. It's hey, front brakes are better than no brakes. And besides, you don't need the back ones, especially if you're going to do burnouts with it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a burnout with it. So yeah, I got a few other miscellaneous stuff I got to tighten up, tidy up. Like the whole steering column. I don't have any of this stuff tight, so we'll get that knocked out. I think I still gotta tighten these double D shaft up. I think that one's tight, but these ones aren't. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, with the 61 to 64 model, the steering column actually came through the floor way down here. I don't even see down there. But so it comes down through, and then the steering box is right here. And there was no way to make any kind of geometry work to get it to the steering knuckle. So when I put the 66 column in, it raised it. And so it got it way up here. So then the geometry would be correct. So if you are doing a swap like this, yeah, you got to get a 65 or newer steering column. I'm pretty sure in 67 to 72, they should be virtually the same steering column as this. So, and this one is actually it's for a 3-speed on the tree, but it'll work. I just cut the ears off because I didn't need them. So yeah, I'm gonna keep probably get that steering column tightened up right away. That'd probably be the wise thing to do. But I need your help because I can't hold the bolt on the inside and run the impact on the outside.
And why do you need to get it tightened up?
Well, because it's got that real fancy steering in it right now. You're driving down the road and you got your lady in the middle, you can be like, here you go, you take the wheel. So yeah, I'll get this stuff tightened up and we'll see how it does after. So there's the back side of the truck. I still got to figure out shocks. This is my C-notch I made. I just bought I don't remember the thickness of the steel, but how did I do it? I think I welded this piece in first, and then cut the frame where I wanted it, and then welded the outside piece in, and then bent this piece. Actually, I think I put 3 pieces in here for that. But after I got everything done, and the box was sitting on it, I didn't have to C-notch it. I think it would add plenty of room. But this way I can haul stuff in it if I want to. But the box I had on it, I went on a different project, but the box I have for it was actually in better shape than the box that was on here, so that's why I decided to get rid of this box. And I still got to figure out the sway bar. I think I'll just take and probably end up shorting these bars up, bring it up and weld a plate to them so they're secured somewhere in there. And it doesn't need this side-to-side shock, so I'm going to eliminate that. But with using the LTD engine and transmission, this drive shaft was the exact right length for this truck being a short bed. So the engine's in a good spot. And it works perfect, so I didn't have to spend however much to have a drive shaft cut down and made for this. But I think I'll set the camera up. I'm going to push it back as fast as I can, and you're going to hit the brakes and see if they work. So wherever you want to set your camera up at. Just don't back through the garage door. You ready? Go ahead. Oh. Stopped it. Hey, works for me. Good work, camera lady. Thank you. Why are you hiding? It's actually going to be pretty easy to hook up the front sway bars on this. Back it up so the light works with you. Rusty brakes. So I think I just have to drill a couple holes and mount that to there, and that should give me my sway bar support. And yeah, got a little finish welding here. I got a little carried away when I was cutting. Didn't quite made the hole too big, but yeah, when it comes time, I'll bolt the back in, weld that in, and instead of finish tightening the motor mounts down. And I don't remember if I got the transmission cross member bolted in or if it's just sitting in there. But yeah, that'll be for a later on day. So as for tonight, I think I'm gonna head in. It's supposed to snow tonight, so I think I have to get up at 5 in the morning to go plow snow. So keep the road safe, make sure everybody makes it to school and to work on time. So see you tomorrow. So I got the valve covers on. I don't know. I like that look. I think they look good on there. Also hook the transmission lines up. I just got them running to the back at the moment and then just loop together. I want to get it running a little bit longer. I also found that I forgot to plug off a couple vacuum lines on the carburetor, so it should run way better now. But hopefully. Oh, and it's in part 2. Probably look through and verify that I got my timing or my plug wires in the right spot. Sounded like I was hearing something leaking down here, but I'm not. There's nothing leaking, so. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the firing order again, just double verify. Because it's a roller motor, so it's an HO. So it should be... Should be where I have it, but... I could have missed, got a plug in the wrong spot. Could have been anything. So I set it to the other firing order, just in case. So I don't like that popping back through the carb, so we'll try this one. If not, I'll switch it back and try to time it a little better. Hey. That sounds pretty good. Big difference in the correct time order. Perfect, just ran out of gas. Hey, that's a huge improvement. Starting to burn some paint off the headers. Yeah, I'm happy now. Engine sounds really good. Granted, it is really loud, but no, it sounds good. So I got the plan for the exhaust is gonna be something that I've never done and never had a vehicle with it done. So I want it to be loud and obnoxious, but still be quiet when you want it to be. So yeah, what's next on the list? Oh yeah, we went through and tightened up all the steering stuff. I did end up putting pedals in this thing from that 65. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So it's got the third pedal in it. Because I was going to put a 5-speed in this thing and I changed my mind. So yeah, it's pretty snug in there now. I think I might not put power steering in it. It seems to turn pretty easy, so yeah. I gotta pull some measurements. I want to get the subframe lined up, and then tighten everything down and work on the lower control arms. So I'm gonna find my tape measure, and then once I find that, we'll pull some measurements, see where this has to go, and then we'll go from there. It's gonna take 2 people to measure this, so that's your cue. So I pulled measurements from a few different spots. Subframe looks like it's in the right spot, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it down, and then probably end up welding it again. Like, that side's already fixed, so. But I won't be welding on this filming, because you guys seen enough of me welding the last couple episodes, so. Yeah, if you are going to do a crown pick swap like I did on this one, 64 and olders are super easy because it doesn't have the engine cradle underneath that you have to cut out. Because these engines, they had a mount up here and then just 2 transmission mounts. The only thing I had to do was cut the springs off and then cut the transmission mount out of it. Because it was like, I think it's like right in this area. So, I honestly, when I did this, I think I had everything cut out and this set in there, and it was a matter of like 2 hours. And that was with cutting the shackles off for the springs. Well, that's the last time that's coming out, because it's staying right where it's at. It's getting exciting, isn't it? I think so. I was going to throw the front clip on tonight, but I think I know the engine's not bolted all the way in yet, so it's easier messing with that with the front clip off. So, and when I do that, I just want to verify that it's, centered in the frame rails, which I think when I had it sitting there, it's really close. Yeah. Not quite sure what else I got to do to this tonight. Get you running the brake, do a burnout? No, not yet. Save that for the street. So I got this lower control arm bracket drilled and bolted on. I haven't done the bottom yet, but I was going to wait till I get it in the air. It's just a matter of drilling 2 holes for the bottom. Shouldn't be too hard. Might only end up with 1. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to start on the other side. I can't find a couple good drill bits. So I sold a car to Whiskey Dents, then bought the car back from Whiskey Dents. Got a whole pile of brand new drill bits that are on the front seat, and then some tools. Every time I end up getting something back from him, I end up making money. So, thanks, Whiskey Dents. And I got the proper number 12 with me tonight. If you like Jameson, you'll like this stuff. It's really good. Yeah, I'm going to find my... Oh, there it is. That way it'll be a little more light down there. Because I want to get this side done, and then I can get the front clip back on. And I don't know, with this being a 64 and the core support I bought is off a 65. When I had it sitting on here, I had a real big gap down here. It was tight here, gap here. So I don't know if I might just notch the frame here and set the core support down inside a little bit. That'll give the truck a natural rake. I'll have to do the same with the box, you know, shim it up in the back, but it'll have a natural rake when it's just sitting, so I won't have to go with big tires in the back and little tires up front or lower the front end or whatever to get a rake. Yeah, let's start drilling some holes and get this side mounted up. And I don't know if I'm doing this right, but where it's naturally sitting, I drilled my first hole on that side, and then I put the shims in, and I tightened the one bolt down, and then I drilled my other holes. So, you know, it worked on that side, so. And drilling pilot holes makes it a lot easier. Yeah, once you get that one through, the next 3 sizes or whatever you go with, go through a lot easier. Yeah. I guess I'll start with the hard one first. Come on, you. Yeah. Pilot holes drilled. And you don't need to force your drill bits. If you got a sharp drill bit, it should drill through nice and easy. That one was sharp. It bit real hard. Yeah, bit hard enough to break my bit. Come on, Whiskey Dents. What are you doing buying cheap drill bits? You're supposed to leave me good ones in the car. So yeah, it's coming along. after switching the plug wires around, it seems to be running real good. I gotta order some exhaust to come off the manifolds, but they're just off a Mustang, so I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I was wondering if I could just put a H pipe off a Mustang on there, but with my cross member being so low, I don't think that'll work. So it'll probably end up being a pipe into a Y and then single out the one side. So. Let's go for the big one. Go for it. Alright, now I'll get a bolt in it and get the correct amount of shims. That kit I bought, it came with, they use 4 or something on the other side. So yeah, it comes with all the shims you need. Bolts, nuts. My next garage is going to have a hoist. Which will probably be never. Might add a shim or two. Quite a bit thicker at the bottom, so. Yeah, I like that there. Anybody else ever done one of these swaps on a 64? I've seen it on 65 and ups, but never on a 64. So, I think I might have seen an older one. Somebody did one on like a 58 or something. So this hole here, there's another hole almost in the exact same spot, but I can only see about half the hole, so I'm just going to take the big bit, and just drill the rest of it out so I can get my bolt through. So here's what I was talking about. These fenders don't, like, that gap's way too big down there. But this did have cab mounts replaced on this side, and then looking at it, I noticed that the spacer is actually squished pretty far. So I'm actually going to pick up spacers and just put them in the front of this cab. Just be done with it. yeah. This fender came from Pigeon Forge. When we drove, me and Whiskey Dance drove down, I bought a fender, or I bought 2 fenders, core support, and this 66 grill. And I think it was like, I want to say I paid like $500 for everything. I do like the 66 grill over the 64. That's why I went with this one. The only problem is I won't have front blinkers, but I was thinking that I might put, I don't know. And I've seen headlights with blinkers built in, but I also might just put some of the little round ones in, just to have blinkers up front. I'm not worried about running lights, but yeah. And this gap over here is actually quite a bit bigger than the other side. So this side's worse than that side. So. And I don't want to take the time cutting and notching the frame out on the front just to make it look good. And then when those keep deteriorating, then the gap's just going to open back up. So I might as well just get it done now and be done with it. So. And it looks like I can get... Yeah, I might be able to get both fender wells in. I know it keeps your engine bay cleaner if you got wheel wells. Yeah. I might just have to make some. Because it doesn't... Like on these, they come way out here. And they cover all this. Honestly, you only need to cover your tires. But... Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Did anybody else notice this was a 66 grill and a 64? I did because I put it in. But yeah, making progress. I think tomorrow after... oh, it is Veterans Day today. That's why I'm not at work on Friday. It's Veterans Day. Why
I thought it was the 11th.
Well, tomorrow's Veterans Day,
Okay.
but I have Friday off. Friday off. For Veterans Day. So I'm on Veterans Day holiday. But I want to thank all the veterans. Randy, Seth, who else? Ron,
Bob.
These are all people I know that are veterans. Whiskey Dents, he was in the Navy. There's a guy I used to work with, can't remember his name. He's a veteran, nice kid. So, yeah.
My dad was.
Your dad? Mr. Senior? Yeah. My dad never was. He was too young for the Vietnam draft. And I thought about going to the Navy, but then I had a kid. So I'll put a kibosh to that. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So yeah, what's next? Radiator? I got that nice thick aluminum one, but I don't know if that's for a Chevy big block. Ford, lower, upper. Yeah. I know I do have another smaller radiator out of a truck just like this. It'd be kind of nice to have a big radiator in it, because if you do get stuck in traffic, it won't overheat. Yeah, look at that big one I got. See if it... As long as it's got the port on driver's bottom.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's going to be tight. Yeah, this is the one out of the Crown Vic. So. But I do have my engine sitting really far forward to make up for the drive shaft being out of that LTD, but it works, so that's why I don't want to mess with it. So I don't want to spend... Well, I guess I could only go back another ½ inch. Once I turn those plates around, but... I guess I got lots of room in here for a couple cooling fans. But then the problem is getting this mounted. Anybody got any solutions? Any ideas? Because either way, with this engine sitting that far forward, I'm going to have to find a radiator that fits in between here. I might have to go look at my Ford and see if the radiator does slide down inside there or if it goes right here. That's the joys of having a few of these trucks. You got options. Yeah. I'll go take a look at that. It's been so many years since I've had one of these out. Am I fitting there? I'll be back. So this is a core support for a 64, 61 to 64. The one in my truck doesn't have these big sides. It just has little tiny ones. So, yeah. Really hate to cut this core support up because it is rust free. Well, besides that rust, there's no rust holes in it. And then the other one I got is out of a 64 also. Then I got one out of a 66, but it's completely shot. Maybe I'll just see if I can order a radiator that'll fit between there. Right? Yeah? Yeah. Tomorrow I think I'm going to start pulling the box off the other truck for this truck, so that'll be my plan. Get something done on that. Get the box sitting back on. Since I'm not going to run brake lines, I don't have to mess with. I can just put the box on instead of having to try to run lines from underneath. I like it. It's coming along. I do have most of the headlight stuff and voltage regulator, maybe alternator, I don't know. And does anybody know how to wire one of these in so you don't have so many wires? I just need to charge the battery. It's got 3 plug on this and another 3 plug. So if anybody's dealt with that, let me know. Or if you know of any like a 1-wire alternator that'd be the same as this one out of a LTD or Crown Vic. Headlights and blinkers. Yeah, headlights and blinkers. Oh. Hey, cat. Oh, she's fast. She's a little camera shy. Right, Sally. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for tonight. So, made some progress today on the truck. And I'm happy with it. So, probably be filming me yank a box off tomorrow. So, yeah. Until then, adios. So, yeah, I think probably for this episode I'm going to call it. If I find something else to do tonight, we'll start filming again. But, yeah, make the plan work the plan. It's the only way you're going to get something done. I've been sitting on this project for way too long, and it was time. I wanted to get it done. Wanted to mess with it for a long time. So, like, subscribe, comment. I enjoy reading the comments. I respond to every single one, unless it's something odd off the wall that I can't decipher and makes no sense to me. Then I don't. But yeah, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.